What do you wish you started doing from a young age? Exercising and stretching. Edit. Thanks everyone for the upvotes and awards. As a few people have said, it's never too late to start taking care of yourself. I've taken inspiration from this post and did some calisthenics and stretches after getting home today. As a kid I was so happy to be running outside and got loads of exercise. Too bad that we went to Wendy's 2 to 3 times a week. And the fact I was a picky eater who hated veggies. As I got older I began to dislike exercise. I even had a resolution last year to sign up for the gym before the pandemic ruined things. Being disciplined. Now I have a hard time learning it. I think discipline is a superpower. I know exactly how you feel. I have no self-discipline or work ethic whatsoever. I was a spoiled, relatively rich kid whose parents just bought him everything and never taught him the value of a dollar. I skirted by my whole life doing the bare minimum. And it's catching up to me so fast. And I feel like there's nothing I can do to change that. We can learn. We can train self-discipline. I will train that every day. And one day I will work like Elon Musk. Lol. Dental hygiene. Bruh, not having parents that cares about your dental hygiene will make you suffer later a lot. And I mean so much that I'm fucking terrified by dentists. Saving money and spending responsibly. I should have saved more when I lived at home and had no commitments. Yep. When I first got married, I felt like I had no money. Little did I know, that was the time in my life when I had the most expendable income so far. Caring about how I'm doing. That's an important one. I wish I had started reliability making a daily journal entries when I was still a child. I just think that going back and seeing how I changed as I grew and learned the harder lessons life teaches. I kept a journal on and off as a kid/teen. I don't Reddit often but mostly I just think, man, I was dumb. Apostrophe. Developing healthy eating habits and sustainable exercise routine. So much this. In a lethargic pose. Studying for the sake of learning, not grades. This still affects me so much, even if I'm now in my 20s. True. When we young we study just for the grades, but later in life people only care about what we can do, and lots of what we can do needs knowledge. Nobody cares about what you know if you can't get a job and end up under a bridge. Wearing sunscreen! Exclamation mark. I know there are so many other things to choose, eating better, playing sports, whatever, but wearing daily sunscreen from a young age can prevent so much damage to your skin. I have started to really take care of myself last year, actually taking proper care of my teeth, skin and hair. I hope it's not too late. I'm only 22, but I feel like I should have started younger. It's definitely not too late. That is actually the perfect time, because you're in your prime right now. Learning a second language. Being kinder. I'm talking habitual kindness. The kind of thing where you do it so much you get a reputation for it, and it comes more naturally than being disinterested a dick. If anything matters in this ephemeral world, it's making others feel better. This is the single most important thing in a person's life. Thank you. Thank you so much for recognizing this. This line of thinking always pulls me out of dark places. Making friends. I can talk to large congregations with ease, participate in debates and discussions and shine. I, however, do not have friends. It's weird because you'd expect me to have great social skills and all. I have no idea how to make small talk, or just talk to anyone normally. I can't understand what their responses are and make an appropriate response to it. I can talk about math, Harry Potter, Earthsea, Stalin, Yuval Noah Harari and a lot more. I can't talk with people. I don't feel lonely, but my parents are upset, and I wish for their sake I'd learn to appear more normal. I relate with this so much. Here's a trick that worked for me. There is a formula to it. Consider that small talk has a purpose, to find the connection. Imagine it like a verbal game of Marco Polo. One person speaks up and says, "Nice weather we are having, huh?" That's the Marco. Close bracket. You hear it, but it's not enough to find the person. So you reply, "Yes it is, though I actually like it better when it's cold." That's your polo. You've offered something for them to respond to. They can state their preference. they can ask a follow-up question, etc. So then they ask, oh, is that so? Is that because you are a snowboarder? Apostrophe. But you're not a snowboarder. So you say, no, I'm not. Do you snowboard? Apostrophe. Or you can say, no, I actually just like the way it snow looks. It reminds me of my favorite movie, It's a Wonderful Life. Have you seen it? I'm not sure if this is making sense, but the point is just to offer something in return to what they are saying. If they start with I like this weather, don't just mirror them. I also like this weather, and slash but plus something else. Apostrophe. Working out and focusing on school. I somehow misread school as alcohol. Too much school. Yoga. It's amazing how much injury can be avoided by being moderately flexible. Taking medication for my OCD. I started on medication when I was 12, which sounds relatively young, but I wish my parents had out me on medication sooner. I missed out on most of my childhood. I had so much psychotherapy as a child, which did basically nothing. Within a month on medication, I had essentially no symptoms. I suffered for years when a pill a day could have alleviated it. Exercising and being social. Playing a musical instrument. Reading. Combing my hair. Should have bought my first property at 18. Taking an opportunity, no matter how scary it is. Becoming more aware of time. Being happy. Learning how to keep motivated. It's impossible to stay motivated. Best you can do is be disciplined. Studying history. That's interesting. Can you explain why? Enoch Powell did translation by age 14. I can barely pull together a project at about 20. How to swim. Such a useful life skill. Playing guitar. I wish I would have actually learned how to play when I was a teenager. Instead it just learned a few cool licks and then put it down until I was 26. I can still play that opening lick to Stranglehold though. Exclamation mark. That's all that matters then. Stranglehold rules. Martial arts. I started at a late age of 37 and damn, it's hard on aging joints. You should stretch just as much as you do martial arts at your age. Your joints can improve a lot at any age. Traveling and coding. I'm 18 and took an interest in programming, but I just can't get myself to sit for hours and coding constantly. It's pretty hard. My suggestion is to start with something human readable and have a goal. Going through tutorials didn't do squat for me to learn Python. Wanting to crawl web pages for data ended up with my first completed project. Creating database and storing the found information helped me learn SQL. Making it portable taught me Sklit. Decide what you want to do first. Worked for me anyways. Playing guitar. It's probably easier if you learn it when you're still growing up. As someone who plays both guitar and ukulele, I find ukulele is much as easier to start with. Once you've been playing it for a while, you can pick up guitar very easily. Then again, I'm still very young and have nothing better to do with my time. It makes the transition very easy nonetheless. Learning ukulele teaches you the basics in a bit simpler, more digestible way. With that, you already know 2 instruments. But this is merely a recommendation. If you are dead set on learning guitar and have no interest in uke, go for it. Practice delayed gratification. 1. Realizing that the reason I didn't have friends was because I was the problem, not the world. 2. It's not cool for my dad to beat me up every day. I should stand up to him. 3. Love my closest family unconditionally, no expectations. 4. Invest in myself and hear my own thoughts out. Total world domination. Same. Playing chess. It's never too late to enjoy playing. It may be too late to devote your life to it whilst remaining financially well off. Yoga. I was politely asked to leave my youth gymnastics club as a little kid because I didn't have the attention span, but I wish I'd carried on with some form of bendy, stretchy exercise. I get by alright as I'm only 29, but I think if I'd done yoga I'd feel a lot fitter and more youthful. Piano and budgeting. Improving self-care. I mean giving more importance to myself than to others. Start now. It's wonderful even as an adult. Have normal habits. I don't know what went wrong growing up, but I fell out of the most basic habits. I still have to decide whether to bathe first or brush sometimes. Depression? Probably a milder form of some other mental thing. The closest actual diagnosis I received was for having racing thoughts due to work stress, but that was in adulthood. Unless I have been depressed as a child and undiagnosed, but I feel that unlikely. Learn about investments. Not just financial investments, but personal commitments as well. There is nothing in this world worth having that will come to you without some time and money invested. In general, I wish that I had developed the idea that discipline is important for everything early on. A new language, an instrument, your studies. It does not matter. By sticking to it, you will get better. And if you stick to it long enough, you will get some nice skills later on. Nothing is stopping me to start these things now, though. I'm really excited for this year. Investing in Bitcoin. Golf. This is really important for networking and some jobs, like I've had in the past. Sometimes a lot more can be accomplished in your professional life on the golf course than stuck behind a computer. Ballet. I'm tall and naturally graceful, and I always wanted to do it. Being one of 4 children of blue-collar parents, it just wasn't in the cards for me. I tried a 100 level course in college and loved it, but I was so far behind I get really self-conscious and dropped it. Anal. Sport or going to the gym. I'm 20 and feel like a failure, physically speaking. I'm a female. I'm not overweight. On the thin side actually. I just don't really appreciate the way my legs are, and I find my butt is not firm, and how I would like it. Edit. Clarifications. Also, thanks to all. Due to COVID, gyms are closed here, so I'm gonna try and make some exercise from home during study breaks. Gonna think about going to the gym or maybe even try swimming again once this is all over to build muscle. Not trying to be mean, but that's a dumb thing to say. You're 20. You have so much time. Wait till you're 40 and still don't have a clear path in life. At 46, I have changed my professional pursuit 4 times. For the first 20 years of my life, I was going to med school. For the next 10 I was a professional actor. For the next 10 I was a successful attorney. For the past 5 I have started 2 companies, one involved in hedge funds, real estate, and insurance products, and the other a very successful fintech company. It's not about not having a path. It's about committing fully to the path you are on. Every path leads to something else. If it's not the path you want in the first year or the 10th, maybe you meet someone. Maybe that person introduces you to someone else. Maybe it's something you read. Life is a journey. There is no right or wrong path. It is your path. I have been on the right path in my life, only to realize it was the wrong path later. You learn more. You evolve. The desire you have at 20 is not necessarily the desire you have at 40. Be malleable. Accept that things change. And so do you. I can't wait to see what I do in another 10 years, and then the 10 years after that. Saving for retirement. Taking care of my skin and hygiene. Writing. Singing. Socializing. I'm approaching 27, and I barely have an idea of how to interact with people. Saving money. Currently saving for my first house at 40 years old, and it's hard. Learning the violin. I'm 45 and I started 3 years ago. I know several adult starters. It's not too late. Writing with a tripod grip. No one ever corrected me on how I hold a pen, and now my hand gets tired out every minute or so when writing. I'm trying to switch to a tripod grip, but since I've been writing the way I do for over a decade, it's been pretty hard. Pursued my music career seriously at a much younger age, with effort and intent. I loved both music and photography, had talent for both, but listened to adults who said, you can't make a career out of that. Do something else. Diddled around for many years at other things, raised a family, and then came back to music. I have received some decent recognition, respect from peers, and some nice awards, but people my age with my level of talent who stayed in it are far ahead and have had long, respected careers. I love my kids and am glad I have them, but if I had had an encouraging adult on my side, I probably could have done both. I now go out of my way to encourage young people want to pursue the arts, by letting them know it is lots of hard work. But if they put in the practice and make connections from a young age, they can get there. Listening to my own gut. Loving myself. Having a proper dental routine. Brush, floss and mouthwash, and going to the dentist before cavities became a problem. Have had like 2 abysses and lost 4 teeth over the years due to poor dental care. Brush your teeth, kids. And don't believe people when they tell you bicarbonate of soda is good for your teeth. It's most definitely not. Owning a motorcycle. Sure, it does not run, but the dream is there. It made it around the block before I noticed the gas leaking on the exhaust. Joined some sort of club or hobby. I just smoke weed all day. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe for more videos.